How's it going, everyone? Welcome back. The NFL draft is approaching us, and the Cincinnati Bengals find themselves in what I would consider a really interesting situation at number 28. Because there's nothing in this draft that says, well, the Bengals, I think they really need to trade up for this guy. And there's nothing that says, well, I think they need to sit here and stay at 28. I mean, they could trade back and make it work too. And the reason for that is Darnell Washington, Michael Mayer. Now, does Mayer make it to the Bengals? I'd be surprised if he makes it that far, but I think Washington really makes it that far. I think there's a great chance. I think he's got a unique skill set, and I don't think every team's looking for what he's going to offer like the Bengals are here. We'll see. I could be completely wrong. I think he's a middle second round, possibly even slides to the late second round. You could pick this guy up, which begs the question. If let's say DeJuan Jones is gone. Let's say Cansey's gone. Let's say the Bengals' top linemen on this board are gone, and they feel like they could be reaching for anybody else at 28. Do they go best possible available and say, all right, we'll take the best possible available safety or the best possible available safety or a cornerback or safety? Or do we go offensive lineman, possibly reach for a guy? Or what the Bengals are notorious for doing is, hey, let's take a position of need, not this year, but next year. That could happen. There's so many possibilities because I think the Bengals' door for improving areas in the future is open everywhere. Interior defensive lineman, a pass rusher, obviously a tackle, the safety, you might want to play the insurance policy in case Scott doesn't turn out, obviously the CBs, really anywhere. I think the Bengals are in a great position because of that. You say, wow, this team could sit right here at 28 and just grab what they want because they have so many options. It's great to be where they're at. I feel like the way I like to think of the Bengals right now, they're not a bad football team where they need to draft all these positions. They're not like the top 5 team where it's like they have a lot of holes everywhere. But they are a football team that has a lot of solid players, but I don't want to say they have a lot of elite players. A lot of guys that could get outplayed, or a lot of guys that could lose their jobs, or a lot of guys that at the end of the contract, the Bengals could be very indifferent on keeping. So it's like, hey, if we could get a good defensive interior lineman, obviously DJ Reader, absolute freaking stud, one of the best in the league at stopping the run. I don't know if they keep him, but it's like, hey, once you get past DJ Reader, if he walks out the door, you could be drafted and replace him. Or hey, there isn't a predominant pass rush on this Bengals defense right now. If you can pick one up, oh yeah, we're gonna find a spot for him. Or hey, cornerback Cam Taylor, Birdie, Eli Apple, Awuzie, they can get the job done. But if this guy's a stud and he's ready to play next year, Awuzie's contract's coming up. You never know if Eli Apple's even going to be with the Bengals still. He signs a contract. Bring him on in. Mike Hilton, again, you get a good slot guy. How long is Mike Hilton going to be on this team? Bring him on in. Safety, like we said, Nick Scott, you don't know. Offensive lineman, continuous revolving door, especially when you got these guys on 2, 3, or 3-year deals. 1 year on the bench, come on in. There's guys that can be replaced. Obviously, I don't think you replace the interior of this offensive line. You'd like to think that's your core for a bit. But again, there's holes, but not holes everywhere in this Bengals team, if that makes any sort of sense at all. And I think that's where the Bengals say, we don't feel bad grabbing this position or this position or this position because we think he has a way to fight his way into this starting roster, if not this year, next year. And the Bengals love playing that game. That being said, though, what if the Bengals are saying our number one need is a tight end? And right now, it obviously, from a draft perspective or a free agent, it is a number one need. They don't have any. They're going to need some tight ends. The question is, though, it's like, just because it's your number one need does not mean it's your number one pick need. If Darnell Washington is a guy that can slide to the mid-second round, late second round, and the Bengals can scoop him up there, then they start saying, let's entertain the idea of trading out of the first round, possibly picking up another third, maybe a 4th-ish round pick, and you can then use that pick to possibly trade up again. Again, there's so much to be figured out still here with the Bengals, because not only that, again, the Jonah Williams return. I mean, the Bengals could walk away with a couple extra third-round picks and then trade back into the second round and then get 2 of their guys they really want in the second round, 2 second round with top or first-round potential players. I think that's a very big option for them, because then you say, what if they get Darnell Washington? And if they don't, if they get Sam Laporta or something. But what if they get him? They get 2 mid-tier second-round guys if somebody falls to him at, 62? 61? 62? 63. 60. If somebody falls to him at 63, then they'd be all up on that. So I think there's a great opportunity for it there. The Bengals have historically not had a problem with the trading back in the second round. This obvious first-round pick, they don't do it as much in the first, but they've done it pretty often where they'll trade back a little bit in the second round. And this is kind of like a second-round-ish pick when you're late first, early second. So it's a possibility where Bengals say, let's trade back a little bit, pick up some assets. and see what we can do from there. They could very well stay put, though, too. Love you guys' thoughts. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time.